Hi everyone, I'm Grattles, and welcome to the Best Start 3. So yeah, I did a Best Start 1, I did a Best Start 2, and now we're going to do a Best Start 3. The first one was Northern Forest, the second one was Rocky Desert. Now, I'm a little worried. I'm using the Experimental 1.2, which is not a stable version, but I would love to try it anyway. So I think we're going to give it a go. Hopefully it works out for us. We'll see what happens. The reason why is I want to use game modes. So I want to kind of start in a place that we wouldn't normally start. And for me, normal nodes is kind of my and impure nodes, but I love pure nodes. So I have an option for this. So anyway, down here, I'm going to randomize some nodes. And I'm going to make them all pure. So no matter where we go, it doesn't matter. But I really want to start in the grassy fields. So let's see what they give us. So I'm going to hit show seed. And it says 837444544. So we're going to confirm that. So anybody that wants to follow can put that world seed in and follow along. So I guess let's continue. Well, let's go back to new game here. And we're going to do Grassy Fields, and we're going to name this Best Start 3. Yeah, that sounds good. And we're going to enable to skip the onboarding process. I've done it once before. We don't need to do it again. If you've never done it, I would do it at least once because it's definitely worth it. So we're going to enable that. Now, the only other options I have chosen is to keep the animals on passive. I don't want to fight them. I'm not in here to do that. And arachnophobia mod, I do keep that on just in case. So, now I got to name this again. Sorry about that. So anyway, Best Start 3 and Grassy Fields. Let's start off there and see what we get. Alrighty. So that's east, south, west, north. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scan for some iron. Because I know we need iron. So there's a couple of spots over there. I was really wanting to go to the west. I know there's a pretty decent spot over in the west that actually has quite a few nodes over here. So maybe if we move a little closer, we'll find it. And hopefully there is iron over here too. Ooh, crash site up there. That would be nice. What do we got over here? Let's not fall into the void. Okay, that is not a void. Okay, good. All right, let's scan again for iron. Some up there. Let's scan for copper. Some over there. Let's drop down. We'll see what we can get over here. Let's also scan for limestone. Let's see. So we're definitely on a mission. Let's see what we can get here. There's some limestone straight ahead. That goes right into the water. We don't want to go into the water, but what is over here? So we don't have a map yet. So we can't even look on the map to see where we are. Let's run back up top. Over to here. And let's scan again for iron. We do have some right there, but that's... Let's go this way. That looks like the edge of the world here, right? Yes, it is. We don't want to fall into there. Let's take a little chance here. Run along here. That is some copper there. Well, that's a big fall, but it's fine. We can handle it. We can maybe handle it. Do you think we can handle it? Probably not. Because we have a sliver already taken out, but we have no choice. Because we can't get back up here. So we're gonna fall. There we go. It's fine. Alright, let's scan again. Oh, might as well pick up those nuts. Let's come back. Alright, 3 something is not bad. Let's take that. Let's go that way. Alright, this is looking good. This is looking good. Took us a little while. This is the spot I was looking for. I just overpassed it. Alright, so we have some iron. Not bad. We actually have Caterium. Another iron node. A quartz node. I'll take it. Quartz, Caterium, iron. We have some limestone there. We have some Sam over here. This is looking like a pretty darn good seed. I think we're gonna take it, actually. What's up here? I know there's a couple of nodes up here. Let's not crouch here. Do we have copper? Yes. And bauxite. Alright, this is looking pretty darn good. So I think we're gonna set up base here. And then we'll figure out how the series is gonna go. I'm thinking a small town throughout the grassy fields would be absolutely stunning. But we have a lot of stuff right here that we could use. There's also something over here. Let's take a look. It is more Sam. Not too bad. Alright, so the first things we need. Limestone, copper, iron. So I'm just gonna shave the tops of these guys and get going. Alright, let's go back up top. Get that copper going. I can't slide because there we go. Let's pick up that. And while we're at it, let's pick up some tree leaves, actually. So if you press E on your keyboard, open up tab, and then close tab, and then release E, you can pick up these bushes without even holding the button. And I have a lot of bushes and wood we need to collect. We are going to be using biomass for quite a while. So we're going to definitely need that. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to collect all that stuff, and then we'll start setting up some machines. Now we do get parts from our drop pod, which we didn't do the onboarding, which is fine, but we still get those parts. I'll show you right here, and that's going to get us up and running, so we don't have to do a lot of handcrafting, so that's going to be awesome. So it looks like there's sulfur down there and limestone. Not too bad, I'll take it. Alright, I was just thinking I don't want to get too far from where we want to be. I don't want to lose the spot. Not that I think I'd lose the spot, but knowing me, I might lose the spot. It's a damn good possibility I'd lose the spot. So let's come on up here. We're going to go grab that copper up here. While we're here, we could just grab some more leaves here. Get us up and going. Right from the get-go, we need that. And then we'll be able to put down a hub and know where our home is. Alright, so here is that copper. Stop crouching, please. There we go. Alright. Let's remove the tops. Alright. We're going to put our zapper in our hand because we could use some of these animals out of the way, and we could use their DNA. Which sounds terrible, but yeah, that's what we need. Let's remove that. Alright, so right from the get-go, let's open up Q. Let's go into production and put down a miner. That is awesome. And we're gonna point it that way. I'm just going to press 3 on our hotbar. The hotbar is great. Where are we? I'm gonna come to the edge here. I got a new keyboard and... Okay, I don't want to be over the iron, so let's see if we can go... I don't want to go through the ground either, because that looks terrible. That's really high. Can I bring it down here without it looking terrible? Maybe bring it down over this way. Right between there. Perfect. Alright, I'm just gonna grab 2 on our hotbar. Put a little power pole here and then bring that down. Alright, not bad. Alright, so that's our copper. Next we're going to put on a miner here. And then we're going to grab some smelters for our iron. Let's leave it a little bit of a space so we could put a splitter in there later on. Same thing here. Let's move this back. Buddy, you're in the way. There we go. Get out of the way. Alright, grab that smelter. This is fine because... this guy's in the way still, I think. No, it should be fine. We should be able to put a splitter on that. Wow, that did not come out right. Oh, that is the pain in the butt here. It's fine. Turn around. Turn around. Now does that work? No. Why does it keep turning on me? It's my problem. It's a me problem. I know it. Why do you want to turn like that? Alright, it's fine. It's fine! There, we'll just... It was a nice little line there. There, come on. Find it. There we go. So, this is just temporary setting. It's... What the heck? Come on. There we go. These are just temporary anyway. Let's come over to here. Alright, we definitely need limestone. So let's get this going. Alright, we're gonna do a miner on this one. Can I copy? Thank ya. And we could just set that like that, right? No smelter needed on this guy, just a constructor. Because we just need to mine it up and use our hello. Well, we lifted that off the ground. Thank you, bud. Bye. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, so that's going to be making us some concrete. Let's grab this and that. Let's grab this and that. We could add this one to here. Come on. And that to that. And then bring this out. There we go. We're just going to move this over. And now we need a constructor for the wire from the copper. Why do you want to do that? Why? Why do you want to do that? Don't spin on me. Okay, this is just acting really stupid. I don't know why it wants to just keep popping. Stop. Alright, we're just gonna line it up this way because so far when I hit control it wants to bounce it sideways. You know what, we could just put it there, that's fine. And then we're gonna grab another constructor. That one's fine. So I hit control on that one, it worked just fine. Alright, so this is going to be iron. This, I guess, either plates or rods, it doesn't really matter. Copper. And wire. And then over here, we're going to want some concrete. Like so. Let's take you. Bring you here. Let's come over to here. Get that going. Get that going. Perfect. Alright, let's put down a hub. So in special, we get a hub. That can go there. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and make some biomass. So we're going to go in here and we're just going to handcraft some biomass to get those machines started. 400 should do the trick. So we're going to put one in here. And one in here. And then I'm just going to take this. And that. Connect these together. And connect this to here. So each one of these puts out 20, so we are putting out 40 and we're using 35. That is why we can't really add too many more machines. I am going to add some storage for each one of these guys so they can store some of this stuff. And do that. And let's go ahead and do that for this side and this side. Alright, so we're gonna still have to make some more of this biomass just to have some backup. It should be nice just to keep it around. We're gonna have to collect a lot more wood and leaves to keep us up and running for a while, and we're gonna actually have to set up some biomass burners. So we have a lot of stuff to do, but yeah, once I get this all sorted and straightened out, we'll get moving on the rest. Here we go. There we go. So I'm just going to stick that and the wood and the leaves and the rest of that. The food, that, and that. Sort through what else we have left. We are good. Okay, so milestone. So we got tier number 1. We got 3 milestones in there, right? So we have base building, logistics, and field research. We are not making screws. We're not even making rods. If we want to do field research first, I would say we should probably... So the reason why, let me explain. The reason why I would do field research first is because I want to get a map, and this way I can go look for some hard drives. This way I can scan those hard drives in this MAM. And I want to do that because I want to get cast screws. It's an alternative recipe to make screws, and right now we can only make screws through making rods first. So this might be a good option, but what I would probably want to do is then change this over to rods so I can get some screws, although we do need plates as well. So you know, which we're starting out and I want to go fast, right? So let's just hit field research. When we get to 100 plates, we're going to turn some of those, actually, no, you know what? We're going to go to rods. Let's switch over to rods. And while we're getting some rods made into screws, we can make the rest of the plates. That just that just makes a lot more sense. But then, while I'm thinking about this, right? Let's think about this. Let's look at the other milestones. Yeah. I keep sucking my teeth because I think I know what I'm talking about. So anyway, logistics, we need, again, rods and plates. It doesn't matter. Base building, 100, 200, and 100. So, it really doesn't matter what we do first, honestly. But I do have some extra. I have extra ingots and ore here that I could turn into ingots and then make my own rods and then also make my own screws because we're going to need a lot of screws, right? So we might as well get started on it. So also thinking about it, field research makes sense to do the first one again. While it's making the other stuff, we can go looking for grass or leaves, wood, hard drives, and let that kind of go and run. So it doesn't make sense to do the field research because if I'm going to run around and fill out the map, I might as well have a map to fill out. Otherwise, it's not going to, proceed further with the map. So yeah, it just makes most sense. Let's not do plates. Let's do the rods first. All right, so not bad. We can get half the screws made. All right, we'll make some wire. I think because we're already making wire but not cable, let's make some cable. And let's make the concrete so we get rid of all that. Then we got rid of all the loose kind of ore we had sitting in our pocket. And it makes sense that we don't have to carry it around. That rest of the concrete, I could just toss that in the garbage. We don't need to hold on to it and take up a spot. That makes sense. Let's go get the rest. Some of these rods. Let's see how much wire we have. We still have quite a bit of wire to make, and we don't really need concrete. But let's go around. We'll pick up some more grass or leaves. I say grass all the time. It's actually called leaves and wood. And we'll just stay around the area, and then we'll see if we could set up some biomass burners as well, because those are going to come in handy. So if you want to run, hold shift on your keyboard. I'm not sure what that is on controller, but everything I could do on PC, you can pretty much do except mods. So I am not using mods because I'm in experimental 1.2. So we'll have a daytime nighttime cycle, which is one of the things I like to use mods for. So when I'm recording, I don't have to worry about it getting dark. But obviously, I can't do that right now, so we're going to just deal with it and figure it out as we go along. But everything that I do on PC, you can do on console. The controllers, I don't know how that works with controllers, but so when you hear me say, E or F or C or Shift, it's because I'm playing on PC. And I'm using a keyboard and mouse. So whatever the translation would be in console. So anyway, running is shift. And if you want to run and slide and go faster, C is sliding while you're running. And when you do short bursts, it actually even goes quicker. Let me see if I could show you here. Let me pick up the rest of that. So if you bounce quick, like that, it will run faster. So anyway, now that we actually have a hub, we don't have to worry about losing our spot, because right there on the top, the map shows us exactly where we are. So yeah, that's good to know, and it's good to have. So this way you can't get lost. So what's new in Experimental 1.2? So what's new is a lot of stuff, and it's going to be interesting. So we got these randomized nodes to kind of change up your game mode. One thing I like about it is that I am a pure node hog. I love pure nodes. And I will always tell you to build with this pure nodes. It's easier to expand. You got much more product when you need it. And so I'm always going to tell you that, you know, that's the best place for me, at least, is where there's the pure nodes. And I will always go for pure nodes. So now with the experimental having randomized nodes, you don't know where the nodes are. When you've been playing as long as I have, you know where most of the nodes are throughout the map. And now I have to go find them. So we're going to do a lot of exploration together, just finding nodes and doing stuff like that. It's supposed to have better fluid trucks, which is going to be good, and better truck pathing, which is going to be great. Another thing is that we are going to have Zoop lighting. I love that because I put lighting on all my buildings, and I'm looking forward to using Zoop lighting. So there's quite a few things new in 1.2, but obviously we're not going to get to a lot of that stuff until we get a little bit further in the game. So, yep, we're going to just keep working at it. Alright, I can submit these, and I can submit what we do have. And then we're going to go back over to here and change this to plates really quickly. Throw that ingots back in there. There, that would be good. Grab the rest of that. And submit. So we're a little short and a little short. So I'm just going to let this run and I'll be back. Alright, so it's getting dark, as you can see. Let's see how we are. Just let it run for a little bit. Grab what we got. And we'll see where we're at. So we're a little short on those plates. Can I make a couple of plates? I might be able to. I can make 4. So if you don't want to wait for the plates, you could always grab some more iron and make it yourself. That is a... Thank you. That is another option. So, but we are almost there. We'll be able to send off our first pod. There we go. There we go. Alright, so now, like I said, we got a map. So you can see we are right on the edge of the world, way south. So that's going to be interesting. We could set up a MAM once we have the parts. Let's see. Q special MAM. So we need reinforced plates and some wire, which means we need to make some screws and some plates. Let's see if we can make some reinforced plates. So let's make some screws. Alright, we can make some. And let's grab some wire. And press Q, MAM, and there we go. Alright, so let's see what we need for our next milestone before. So right now, if we do logistics next, which is what I want to do, I'm going to select that there. We need more rods, we need more plates, but we also need more things making it, and that's why splitters come in handy. So if I wanted to, I could put a splitter on here, but I can't right now because we don't have them open. So right now, we're just going to wait for a bunch of plates to be made, and then we're gonna be able to change this over to rods and go from there. In the meantime, let's go over to our map. Alright, so here we got alien stuff. So we do have some of this stuff that we can actually research. We actually, let's just take all of it. Boom, there we go. And we'll come over here and research what we can. So right now we have hog. And that's the only thing we have. So we do not have anything else. So we could make some DNA. Once we get some more, that should be fine. Nuts. We do have nuts. So, hello, nuts. Thank you. Start the research. Great. We got berries. But we don't have bacon yet. That is fine. And let's go to blue. Power slug. Come on, come on. There we go. Confirm. All right. So we're going to need rotors. We need to go exploring. That's going to be the way to go. So we did get some of that stuff done. I don't want to go too far because I do want to switch that over to rods. And that is one of the reasons why I usually, 100% usually, do the, what is it, number 2 first? This one, the logistics. I usually do that first, just because of that reason. But I did not this time, and it's fine. We're gonna just go a little exploring and see if we could find crash sites and stuff like that. Let's just see how many plates we have. I'm all over the place. It's fine. We'll take some with us. Let's put some of the stuff we don't need to take with us back because we don't want to fill up our inventory. So we don't need the grass. The biomass. Let's make sure that's full before we leave. Because it's not automatically being fed. We have to feed it by hand. And this way, if we're gone for a little bit of time, hopefully we don't lose power. Alright, so biomass, wood, grass, power slug, grass again, nuts, and sort. Alright, we're good to go. We do not have foundations yet, because that's in base building. So if anything is up high, we can't use foundations, which kind of sucks. But we're just going to still go around. We're going to collect some grass, collect some wood. And if we see anything interesting, like Mercer spheres or anything like that, power slugs, we're just going to grab them. Alright, so let's see. Let's open this up. Press tab, open it. There we go. So up there, it looks like there's a summer sloop. Again, we will not be able to reach that without foundations, but it's something to keep in mind. If you are afraid that you might forget where that is, you could kind of zoom in. We're pointing pretty close to it. You could kind of just mark this on your map like that and just say summer sloop, right? Or just, well, that's fine. Cap locks. Summer, that's fine. And place the marker, apply it. There we go. So now I know that I won't lose it. It's there. And if you feel not confident about it, just do that. This way you know where it is. So you can come back and grab it later on. That's going to happen a lot with our crash sites as well. You'll need power to unlock it, and we don't have power with us, or so you're going to be able to mark that on the map and say, okay, I need 300 watts of power. And that's what you'll need. Or you might need modular frames, and you can mark that as modular frames, and you can go back, get the hard drive with the modular frames once you have those. So those are all options to use. The map is such a great thing to be able to do that stuff. So just exploring. It is dark out, but I could honestly say it's not too dark that you can't see everything that's going on here, which is good. Not that there's much going on here. I'm doing more talking than anything else, but it's fine. It's just explaining to you, like, you know, things that you might not know. That's all it is. I do like to open my map every once in a while, see what kind of progress I made. Now I know that that's the outline here. So I can walk this way and towards the south without falling into the void. And we could explore up here a little bit more. Again, it's super dark. Can't really see a lot. And this is one of the reasons why I like recording with one of the mods. I really wish Satisfactory would make a daytime-nighttime cycle. It would make it a lot easier without having to use a mod to do it. You know, just using mods for a daytime-nighttime cycle. It doesn't seem worth it if they could just implement that in the game. So I really wish one day they would just implement that. It helps creators especially to record stuff. Other than that, I think we're going to start heading back so we could change that over to rods. And if I see anything interesting, I'll let you know. Alright, so we're back to the hub. Let's go ahead and grab these plates. Let's see if that's enough to submit that, by the way. Alright, some plates. We just need some more rods. Let's go ahead and put that on rods now. Let's go check on the wire. Got plenty of the wire. So now it is literally just rods. So we'll just wait on that, or we'll just help it along by... Let's go ahead and grab some ore. So you can grab the ore right from the miner that usually has a ton of it. We'll just start mining up some more. That's great. And we'll help this along. We'll make some ingots and we'll make some rods. Alright, there we go. Submit that and go. Alright. So before we go anywhere, because we do want to make sure we get that hard drive so we could scan for our cast screws, we're going to go into power. We need to set up some biomass burners. So I'm just going to go like that. I'm going to flip this around. We need some more wire. And I don't want to go change my clothes, thank you. And we're just going to set up some biomass burners. Reason being is this will keep it way more self-sufficient. And we need to add some more machines. So if I press Q now, I'm going to go to logistics. I have this splitter. I'm going to put that on my hot bar, which is number 8. If I press 8 now, I can pull it out. If I press E, it turns it into a merger, which is awesome. We're going to flip this around. I'm going to actually delete this. It's a little too close. We're going to just grab this, turn it around, and set that up there. So I'm only going to... Why is that doing that? Why? That is not right. I put the splitter wrong. Alright, let's come from this side. Alright, 8. Spin it. Wow. 8. Spin it around. Get it in the middle there. That should work. Alright, I'm going to grab another one of these splitters. Line it up with that one. Grab this. Spin it around. I'm missing iron plates. Let's go over to here. We need to turn this into plates because I'm making rods now. It's fine. So anyway, let's get these two started. So I have this, and we're going to put 4. These burn at 30. 30 times 4 is 120. That should be plenty of power. And we're going to turn off the ones we have already. That will be alright. Let's do this. I'm going to delete that a second. I definitely need more plates. I'm waiting for the plates. Let's grab them. Just grab everything we got. Alright, let's grab this. Spin it around. I'm going to put it right next to this guy. Perfect. I'm going to spin this one around. Put it right next to this guy. Then I'm going to take that, spin it around, and I am missing more iron plates. That's fine. We should have more here. There we go. Let's slide in. Here we go. All right. I'm going to spin this around, line it up. And this one is backwards. Why? Nobody likes me. There we go. Come on. There we go. And this into here. Alright, so now that these are set, alright, we're going to do this. I'm going to be doing constructors. Again, I need reinforced iron plates. And this is going to be important. We need these things. And the reason being is we need to definitely have power set up that it's not just going to go off and mess us up, right? So let's do this. Come on. There we go. Now, I'm going to just take a look at our grass wood situation here. We have definitely more grass than wood. So the wood, I actually might do that by hand. And the grass, I'm going to put into this machine. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm just going to hop on up here. Grab a constructor. Line it up with that. Put that into there. I'm going to hop over to here. And we're going to make biomass leaves. I'm going to grab a storage container, which I don't have enough plates. This is why we need to go on a long mission here, because we need to let this stuff build up. Honestly, it needs a lot of building up here. But anyway, we're fine. We're fine. We'll do that and do that. So now I'm going to throw all our grass into there. Now I could also do this, which is throw the biomass in here and then go around and throw the biomass in here. And that's good. The wood will keep in our storage here. That's fine until we need it. We don't even have to make any right now. We're in pretty good shape. I'm going to take this guy off. So let's take these off. We're going to go into our biomass burners and remove this and this. And we're just going to go here. Throw these in. There we go. Next, we're going to just get this power up and running. So 1 and 2. Go over to here and we'll do 1 and 2. We're going to bring this one back to here. We'll bring another guy to here. And then we're going to get this one online here and connect that to here. Alright, so now all that is up and running. Now let's check our power pole. So 120, we're only burning 39. We are going to want to grab another smelter, which we need wire. That's fine. In fact, since we're already on this side, let's set this up. I'm just going to come over to here. I'm going to grab this smelter. There. I'm going to grab this constructor, which we need reinforced plates. That's fine. 8. We're going to split this. I'm going to try to look at here. Sometimes there. That's fine. And that will go into there. And that will be fine. And then we'll attach this to its own power. And again, this is why I make so many power poles. I get comments all the time. Like, why do you make so many power poles? There's a reason. Because now I have to disconnect this because I don't have enough spots, and that is why. So now I just made another, and I need another constructor and everything else. It's a problem, right? It's a problem. Power poles, this early on, I make a lot of power poles, so I don't have to constantly delete and reinstall. But you know what? People are always going to make comments like that. That's fine. I mean, maybe they ask for a reason. But you would think at this point, there's 4 connections. You need the machines, and then you need it to connect it to another power pole. Most of the time, it's daisy chaining down the line. So obviously, you need a bunch of power poles to do so. So that is one of the reasons why, and the only reason why, I make so many power poles. But anyway, I'm trying to be better. Alright, so I'm just going to make some here because we need some reinforced plates. We need 3 more constructors for now, just to get what we need to get done. So we're going to make wire into cable, And then we're also going to make rods. We are not going to be making screws just yet. It's fine. We're going to look for our cast screw recipe and let this stuff build up, if that makes sense. I'm going to go into here really quick. I'm just going to dump off some of this stuff. I don't need it. That and that. There we go. Alright, I will select the next milestone. If we can do it, we can do it. If we can't, we can't. It's fine. But I do not want to move too far forward because then I won't get my cast screw recipe at the beginning. We need cable. Of course we do. So the thing is, right now there's a limited amount of alternate recipes. And that is because we haven't opened up everything. If I were to open up tier 2 and start doing that, it will give me alternative recipes for all that stuff. So ideally, if you want cast screws, you're going to want to do that within the first tier. And we have not passed the first tier yet. We are not on to tier 2. So if I did base building, that means that it would open up tier 2 stuff and I would get alternative recipes. In theory, you know, for that stuff if I start doing those. So I don't want to start doing those. So we're just going to simply get this stuff kind of set up and ready to go. Come on. There we go. So that is going to be for wire. This one will be for cable. Let's do that. And let's do this. I'm missing iron plates. Boy, am I really in a need for iron plates. But it's fine. We're making them. And here we go. There we go. So now we need just power to here. Which I'm missing wire. That's fine. This has to be turned into cable. This is already on wire because I copied the settings. Here is where we're going to grab some wire. And we're going to next connect this. I'm just going to come out all the way over to here. And attach this to here, say, and then there. Alright. Storage for our cable. Alright, so cable's up and running. We just need to make another one for rods. There we go. Alrighty, and this is going to be rods. That can attach to... Where is it? That one. Storage, we need some rods. There we go. I have no idea how many rods we need, but maybe that's enough. No, we need 10. Of course we need 10. Why would it be any different? I mean, it's fine. Alright. We just gotta wait for those rods to be made. Anything we could dump. We got some reinforced plates. Sort this out. Let's see what else we can make here. Q. Special. We want an equipment workbench. Yes, we do. So we need rods for that as well. So let's just grab some rods. So we can make storage for this now. Good enough. It's good enough. Alright. So let's go set up that equipment workbench. Yes, 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 please. Alright, that can go right there. Alright, so object scanner, we need reinforced plates, screws. To be honest, we don't need an object scanner right now. It's not going to give us a lot. We haven't found a Mercer sphere or anything like that. So we're going to let this run. We're going to leave this running, and we're going to go out exploring for a hard drive. Now, you could be cheaty. You can go to the interactive map, and they'll show you where a crash site is. But we're not going to cheat. I have very little knowledge about the grassy fields. I played in here a couple of times, really early game, and I honestly do not remember where anything is. So, yeah, we're gonna just find it on our own. Again, I'm gonna probably cut some of this out so you don't have to go crazy, but now that we have a map, if I find anything interesting, I will open up the map and show you where I am, and this way you can find it yourself. If not, you can go on the interactive map and look for it on there. That's fine as well. Again, we don't have any foundations because we didn't do base building, which is okay. I'm okay with that. So we can't get stuff that's pretty high up. And just be careful because we are close to the edge of the world. that you don't fall off, because that is something I would probably definitely do. So, but I am going to be extra careful. All right, so I'll be back. All right, so I did find a crash site. So here I am on the map. Let's take a look over here. So our home base is here. There's a little body of water right here. And if I zoom in, that's about where I am. And you should be able to find it. It's not too far. Is it accessible? I don't know. Let's run over and see. No, repairs needed 40 watts. Well, we don't have any power, so we can't do that, which is fine, but we could at least pick up the parts, right? Not getting that damn hard drive. It's fine, though. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so let's just pick up everything we can. All right, so I am going to mark on the map right here with a marker that this needs 40. And I'll know what that means. Apply, and off we go. All right, so we definitely need 40 watts of power on that, and then we'll just keep exploring. I'll be back. All right, so this is interesting. I found a Mercer sphere in the ground. We're gonna take it. And also another guy for some research. Thank you. Perfect. All right, let's keep looking for a hard drive. If you're interested, on the map, this was very close to the crash site. I just moved over just a little bit, and it was right there. So if you're looking for a Mercer sphere, it's right there. All right, so I just happened upon another crash site. Just filling out the bottom of the south of the map, and it's optional. So, is it optional? Operational. I say optional. Why the hell do I say optional? It's operational. Anyway, so on the map, we are, like I said, I was just filling out the bottom of the map and I came across this. So it's right down there. We can definitely delete these parts. We do have a hard drive. I could go back, pretty happy with this, and hopefully scan it and get cast screws. So I am going to probably do just that. And I do not want to submit my stuff. It does take 10 minutes to run the hard drive. Just in case I did not get it, I probably will not submit my stuff for the next thing. But in the meantime, I am going to take the long way home and fill out the bottom of this map and hopefully not fall off the edge, because I do want to fill this in. So, yep, I'll see you back at the hub. All right, while I was running through here, I did find a summer sloop. And I will take it. It is here on the map. Right on the edge here. Again, I'm still following our way home. This is the very edge of the map. I do not want to fall down there. So we're going to be very careful not to go that way. Can I jump up here? I do want to jump up here. There we go. All right. Look at that. There's limestone up here too. Can't get up there. It's a little too high for me. It's fine. We'll go back around. Yep, and we're just filling this in. Alright, again, I'll meet you back at the hub, as long as I don't run into anything else. Alright, well, on my way home, I did find another Mercer sphere. Grabbed it. It's in this water. Again, it's right running along this edge here. Being very careful not to fall over the edge. Alright. I'm going to keep moving. Alright, so we are back at the hub. Let's go ahead, throw that hard drive in. And boom, boom. And I'll be back in 10 minutes. That'll give us some time to let these guys run. And yeah, I'm going to just do a couple of things and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Let's check on... Wow, I just went to the other side. Let's check and see if that's done. It is. Did we get it? We got it. That's what we want. Select reward. Woohoo! Now, if you didn't see, the other one was actually 6 inventory spots. Would have been great, but we needed the cast screws. Now, let's go fill this up with the grass we collected. We didn't get a lot, but we got some. But you can see that's just burning through all our grass, right? So we're going to need a lot more. burning about 60. We do need to add cast screws to this somehow. Let's do this for a minute. Let's do this. Let's put this there. Let's put that there. And the reason why we're doing this is just so we can add another one over here for our screws. Alright, that's what we want. Oh, that's really bad shaped here. There we go. There we go. And again, I am not really overly worried about what this looks like. It's a mess. I'm not gonna lie. That is on, right? We're gonna do cast screws. There. That does have power. We need one of these. Alright, so now we are making screws, we're making rods, and we're making plates. And this is just a messy, messy, messy place. It's fine. Why I gotta hook up this, don't I? That would help. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna throw the ore in here. That would be fine. And the ore in here. So milestone for base building. We need concrete, plates, and rods, and we can ship this off. Okay. Let's pop back in and we can start working on tier 2. We are going to be making all these things, which is nice. We can go back to our research now, and we got spitters. Yes, we do. And we can research that. If I can click on it. Thank you. Alright. We can go down now to technology. So Sam, we just have to go over there, but we can get this. Because we do have that. Perfect. I click here again. We could do the somersault. Come on. Start that. Alright, perfect. That is still locked, but we have Sam. Now we have to go grab the Sam, but before we do that, let's go grab the bacon. Do that. Perfect. And power slugs. We do have a yellow one. We do have another blue one. We need rods and screws for that. Let's go pick up the yellow and the blue one in here. And let's go pick up rods and screws from over here. That's plates. That's rods. I don't know if that's going to be enough screws, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and go here again. So we could do this because we got the rotors from a crash site, so that works out wonderful. That's good. And we have the blue one, which we can scan that now. Why can't I scan that? I'm missing screws. Yep. Okay. It's fine. We're almost there. We should got them. Nah, it should be close enough. All right. So once we do this, come on, can I do that now? All right. This, we're going to need to get more power slugs. That's fine. We do have base building now open. So let's go into here. We now have foundations. I'm going to put this in our hotbar as 5 and this as 4. So we have the ramps there. Another thing I'm going to want to do here is, let's just go over to Sam. I am just going to take this little portable miner, put it in my hand, and just drop it onto here. And I'm going to make a couple of more portable miners, and we're going to put it on the quartz, and we're going to put it on the caterium. And this way we can research both of those. So to make some more portable miners, here we go. We can make a couple of them. So having Sam, quartz, and caterium right in our vicinity is amazing. That is going to be game changing for us. So you may be wondering, why am I making so many portable miners? Well, you need portable miners to make regular miners. So you're going to be using those throughout the game anyway. And so we're just going to plop a couple of down in a couple of different places. Let's go ahead and put that in there. So we're going to throw 2 of those down on there. Let's go and hop on over. Where was that quartz? Was it over here, or is that Sam? Oh, that's more Sam. You know what? It's better to go in this way, because the quartz is on this side. All right, so we have the quartz, the SAM, and the Caterium. So let's drop 2 on here. We could drop 3 on here, why not? And we could throw another one on here. We'll put 2 more on the SAM. That should be great. All right, let's grab some of the SAM. We'll research that first. And now we need pipes. We don't get pipes until we get to steel, and that'll be a little ways off. It's fine, we got some research done. It's all good. And sometimes we will be able to get steel pipes from other places. So we're going to just leave that SAM down. That's fine. Let's go pick up the Caterium and the quartz. All right, so take all, grab all, and grab all. Let's come over to quartz. All right, let's head back to the MAM. And actually, before we head back to the MAM, let's pick up the cable we need. Let's just pick up all the cable. We're going to be picking up plates. We need 300. Oh, we should have plenty of rods. Let's see. And screws. We are going to be short on the screws. That's fine. That could continue. Let's see what else we can do. All right. So once you submit this, you can change the milestone, but you're not going to get the stuff back for it. This one needs that. That's 500 screws. That needs rotors, which we are not making yet. That needs that, and logistics too. Let's, you know what? Let's not. We need reinforced plates for that. We're not making that. Let's just select this and start submitting it one at a time. I think that'll be fine. So we are just short on screws and not the plates. We got the plates. Just the screws. Okay. Let's go over here. We have new things. So we have quartz now. Let's scan that. Do that. Come on. Thank you. Perfect. Let's go back into the quartz really quickly and scan this. That's great. I don't know why it pops me out. So now if we make silica, we don't have modular frames. That could be a problem, but it's fine. Let's go into Caterium. Great. So we have to make ingots and we have to make silica. So let's just go do that, and quartz crystal. So let's make the Cateria ingots. Now actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if we could just put a miner down on Caterium and just pick all this up. Well, yes, we'll have a lot of ore, but let's just pick it up. Pick up miner. Pick it up, and let's mine this. Now mind you, we're not working off a ton of power, right? We're not. But we can put that on there. And that was not the way I wanted to do that, but it's fine. Let's turn that a little bit that way. Grab a smelter. I don't know where we are in electric. I think we have enough, but we're going to run through it a lot quicker this way. We're going to have to pick up a lot more wood and leaves and all that stuff. But this should not put us over our power. Let's put this next to it because in case I want to add to it. There we go. That's now lined up with that. Let's grab some storage. And let's change this Caterium. There we go. Let's change this to quick wire. We have not researched quick wire. That's fine. We will get the ingots. That's fine. So I'm just going to throw a whole bunch of this stuff in here. And can I throw some yeah, we could throw it in there. That would be fine. All right. So that's at least making the ingots for us. This is on standby. It will not take power because it's not working, which is completely fine. 80, that's not bad. In the meantime, what if I put down a constructor here? Second, just a second. I can make silica with this. So I can actually do this, hook this up to some power. And of course that is completely tied up, but that's fine. And I could just make some silica. So I don't have to handcraft hardly anything at all. That is a good thing. I can make some reanimated SAM. Not a lot, mind you, not a lot. But when we get our sand, we could definitely go pick that up and make some more. Again, we could do the same thing we did with this constructor. Make another constructor right next to it and do reanimated sand with that one. If I go into here, it should let me. Yes, it does. There we go. And connect this to this one. And that will be making reanimated sand. Great. Let's take the silica out. So we have a bunch of extra ore we did not need. It's fine. Again, we will worry about that later. And here, I could take these ingots out of here. That should be quick wire once we get it. And let's see if I got enough Caterium ingots to research. Nope, we need 50. So we're getting there. Alright, so now we have 50. Let's go back and research that. Alright, so let's go make some quick wire now. So a lot of reason why this is going so much quicker than usual is because everything is at our fingertips. We don't have to leave town to do all this stuff, which is incredible. Usually we would have to definitely go around the world and look for Caterium and Sam, and we are very lucky that we have it all kind of right here next to us, so that's awesome. Let's go see about that silica. Now we still need mod frames for everything. We do that. Let's grab the silica. There we go. So we need mod frames to get that. We need this. Let's research that. Perfect. Over here we need more silica. Alright, we're good with that. This we need that wire, which we're waiting on. Let's see. Alien technology. We still need fluctuators. Alright, so we're pretty good. Let's stick some of this stuff in our storage here. We don't need all these ores now and stuff. Let's put this stuff back. Sand back, that, the animal, that. So we do want to, let me take the animal back because there was something we could do with that. Let's see. DNA and biomass. Let's grab some biomass. We could do some wood. And let's do this. Okay, we'll do this. Alright, let's go back. Alien. Confirm. That we can get more DNA and some cable, and we can get some more inflated pockets. That would be great. Hand equipment, that would be great. Fluctuators, we still need pipes. Caterium, we're still waiting on the wire. Let's see how much wire we got going on. We should have enough with that. Alright, let's do that. Caterium. Alright, so we do need more wire to open up the Mark II power poles, which will be a game changer because that'll let us have a lot more connections to one pole. Alright, let's check on that. I let this run a little bit. Oh yeah, now we got some wire. Yeah, sometimes I just need to just let it run just a little bit just so we can make some progress here. So Caterium, power poles, that will be excellent. Thank you. Perfect. Alright, so I think our screws should be ready to send off. Let's go grab those screws. Alright, here we go. Parts assembly. So now we got an assembler. We could start making some smart plating, but we need smart plating. We need reinforced plates. And we need rotors, I believe. So obstacle clearing. That will help us to break down some of these trees. I think we'll select that next. Can't do anything until that pod returns. In the meantime, we can start picking up leaves. We definitely need leaves. They're probably running low here. Let's check this out. How are we doing? Yeah, we're on our last of our leaves. Alright, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna start collecting some of these leaves. And, yeah, we'll get that parts assembly going and all that. And we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through tiers 1 and 2. And, yeah, we'll figure out where we're gonna go in our next episode. which is always exciting because that's when we start base building a little bit more and reorganizing our machines and setting it up for the future. So, yep, I'm going to clean up some of this mess and I'll be back. All right, our pod has returned, so let's pick up some concrete. Let's pick up some screws and some cable. That is wire, that is cable. All right, let's submit this and send it on its way. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Set up the next one. We'll do the resource sink. When it comes back, we'll grab everything we need for that. Sort through this. I did collect some more power slugs and some grass. Let's go ahead and put that away. We're definitely going to need that. All right, a little bit more grass. What am I stuck on? I am stuck. Am I stuck under this? I can't move. Not sure what's going on. Let's just respawn. There we go. It's fine. Every once in a while I notice we get a little bit of a glitch or something. Nothing big, but I just don't know why I could not move. But it's fine. I'm back here. It's fine. So I'm gonna grab this power slug if we can. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't want to go too far from base because that's coming right back. And we'll be able to submit the next one. So let's go gather the material for that. So let's sort this out a little bit here. Got plenty of concrete. It's 400. Gotta go grab no screws. We need rods. Rods, we have 100. That's 200 there. Plates. Grab a little bit of extra there. And wire was here. We got the wire now. And that should be returning in a minute. So we're gonna start to look for probably another crash site for some odds and ends eventually. But like I said, we're not going far. We got 40 seconds before it returns. Alrighty, it is back. Let's submit this. There we go. Alright, so next thing I want to do before we go any further, let's clean this mess up a little. We should be able to do obstacle clearing, so let's go ahead and make a saw. So chainsaw, let's make one. Perfect. And we can make solid biomass now. So what we're going to do is, I did not do this before. We're going to take this apart here. And I don't know why I took the constructor down, because I actually could have used it. But it's fine. That's kind of how I roll. Well, that's sideways. Why does that do that to me? All right, let's grab that again. No, stop flipping. Why are you flipping? There, right there. Come on. I don't know why the control won't work. It keeps flipping stuff. Good enough. Okay, so this is going to be on solid biomass. There we go, solid biofuel. This one is going to be, there we go. That's going to be our leaves into biomass. And next is our storage container. That will definitely help us to keep things going longer. So solid biofuel burns a lot slower than solid biomass. You could do that. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna give this a boost by going like that and putting it in here. And that will get us, hopefully, yeah, that should be fine. We're only using 68, that's fine. That's going to start coming in now. There we go. Once that gets going, then we could start removing these guys. There we go. Top on over to this side and steal this one. And this one. That is good. And then I'm just going to grab another storage container. Put it right here. And I'm going to merge this. If I can. Yes, I can. And I'm going to press 3 and merge this into here. So all this biomass will get into solid biofuel, and that will last us a lot longer. So that's the plan. I could just use the rest of the wood I have and just handcraft it, or I could set up another constructor, which I don't really need. So I think I'm just going to take this and turn it into the biomass, throw it into the container. We'll have that running for a while. Perfect. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to turn this into the solid biofuel. Just a couple of, like a stack or a little bit less, just to cut down some trees. Because we need that for the chainsaw. So once we get, 12, 20, 20 should be fine. I will throw the rest of this over in here. And that can turn into solid biofuel. Great. Can't jump over that. All right. Let's cut down some of these trees. I want to make a little bit of room. So I'm going to open up my tab and press that and go in here and start chopping trees. All right, so that should have gave us some nice room. You could also chop these down if you don't want them right now in your space. They won't grow back if you build especially on them, so it's fine. But anyway, let's go ahead into here, sort, and we got some more trees. There we go, some leaves. Not a lot, but it's enough to just throw in there. Let's just put that away. Assemblers. Let's go ahead and get that going. So I'm going to grab 3 assemblers. 1, and actually this is too close because I want to set up storage containers. So let's do that first. So I'm just going to grab a storage container. This is something we're going to need. We're going to need 1 there, and I'm going to need 1 here, and I'm going to need 1 over here, which I need rods. So let's go get some rods. Now I could connect this to this, but right now I don't need to. It's fine. Actually, let's go get other things we need. I'm going to grab screws. We're going to take all. I'm going to grab some plates. I'm going to take all. And we're going to come back over to here. I'm going to grab another storage container here. And we're just going to... that should be fine. So in one of these, I'm going to put the plates. In one of these, in the middle one, I'm going to put the screws. We do not have a lot of screws. It's fine. And the rods. So I'm going to make an assembler here. So basically, let's see if we can line that up there. And we can do this. I am missing iron. I'm missing more rods. So as you can see, it takes a lot of damn parts. It's a pain in the ass, but yes. So we still are not making quite a bit of stuff. We still need to make more stuff. This is slow. I do have... I should have... Let me just check something really quick. We didn't get Logistics 2. We really need Logistics 2. Let's go into our hub here. Because Logistics 2 would be nice. Select that. We need to make more reinforced plates. We need concrete and we need this. Let's submit what we can. So I really wanted to start making our smart plating and get that up and running, but we actually need to do Logistics 2 really quick. We might as well, and then I will let this kind of run out and do what it's supposed to do. Let's grab what we need here. Screws. We don't need screws. We need that. We do need screws. I just remembered we need reinforced plates, don't we? So, alright, we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw in the rods. And then over here, we are able to make some reinforced plates. Alright, so how many more do we need? We need 29? No, 19. 19. We need more plates again. We're super close. Super close. So we need 9 more. And then we're going to go exploring. The reason why we're going to go exploring, well, what we might do is make some boots first. The reason being is the boots would be nice to go exploring. It helps us to jump higher, get further. What I might do... What can I do to help this along a little bit? Let's grab more screws. Let's clean out our inventory and wait for those plates to be made. Then we need to make more reinforced plates to make modular frames. So we do have a couple of steps to do, but it's not too big of a deal. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff that we need to not carry around. That would be good. We do have some rotors and motors we don't need, and stators. And copper sheets, we do not need to make those yet. We will be making copper sheets once we reorganize our base, but right now we don't need to do that. Because we have just this little bit to get going. Let's see. I think what I'm gonna do to help this along is handcraft. Like I said, I don't love to handcraft, but let me see. Is these guys getting enough ore? That's getting enough ore. That's getting enough ore. Yeah, everybody's getting enough ore, so that's not the issue. In fact, I'm gonna take some of this and use it to make some plates right now. Alright, let's make plates and make reinforced plates, and then we can start making modular frames. That would be great. Then we can get that going for our running boots, and then we're gonna really just let this run and make as many plates and screws and rods as we can. And this way, we can get going on what we need to do. So I'm just gonna get this just really done as quick as possible. Reinforced plates. Let's ship this off. Finish up here with the reinforced plates. I'm gonna steal some more of that iron to make a few more. Where are ya? That's only got 5. That's got 100. We'll steal that. We'll make the mod frames and we'll make the running boots. Then we're gonna actually go off and look for crash sites and mycelia. We definitely want to do those two things because we want to make a parachute. Parachutes are gonna save us from hurting ourselves later on down the line for sure. Alright, so I made those modular frames. We have that silica in here. Let's go over to here. We have to research it first. Which is a bit of a pain in the ass, honestly, but it's fine. Because then we have to make more to do this, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, good. Now we can make those running boots. So let's go ahead over here and see what we need for the blade runners. We need a couple more rotors, which we have, and one more modular frame. Alright, so I'm just going to make a couple more reinforced plates, which is something we need. Alright, so now we should be able to make those blade runners. I just got to pick up the rotors. Got to do that. There we go. Alright, we're going to do that. This is going to be game changing. We're going to go ahead and put these on our legs. And now we can jump a lot higher, a lot faster. That is game changing. So anyway, I'm going to clean up my inventory. I'm going to go and let all of this kind of run. Because right now, let's see. Can we do reinforced plates? We might be, but we are very limited in our stuff here. Let's just take this out of here a second. Okay, we can do this, that. Screws, plates. Now, I actually want some of these plates. Because if we go exploring, I might need them. And this will be reinforced plates. We can make a few. But the biggest thing I think we're going to do is, if we start running around, we could start looking for crash sites. And that'll have reinforced plates and rotors that will help us to make our smart plating. Which will be great. So for now, I'm just going to hook this up just so we have some. It's better than none. And yeah, this is what? Nothing. Let's get rid of that. That was going to be for rotors, but we're okay. Let's go back in here. I'm going to throw in the rotors. Let's bring some wire with us. Let's just go ahead and clean up a little bit here. Wire, we should take some with us. Actually, let's do that. This piece of ingot, I'm just going to dump. That's fine. The silica, we're going to put away. We really don't need that on the run. Silica, the modular frames is fine. Portable miners is okay. Put some of this concrete away. Have a little bit with us. And let's see, cable. We have way more than enough cable. Then we definitely don't need all that cable. That is right here. So we could throw some of that back. That should be fine. And maybe some rods. We'll just throw just a little bit of rods back. There we go. So that kind of gives us just a little bit of something to get going. All right, so I'll be back, and if I find anything special that I want to share, like crash sites or anything, I will bring you with me. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Wow, he likes our hub quite a bit. Anyway, before I go exploring, stupid me, now's the time to make that object scanner because honestly, we need it. So screws and reinforced plates, let's just do that because that's going to help us to get our stuff here. So we are making reinforced plates, which is lovely. Let's go grab some. There we go. And that should be almost done. Yeah, no more screws in there. It's fine. Let's go over to here. Make that object scanner. It makes a lot of sense to use this object scanner because now we can scan for a lot of things. So Mercer spheres, summer soups, those are the two main ones. Power slugs, we're going to need purple ones. So yeah, we got a lot of things we want to scan for. So now that is the perfect time to do it. So yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going off and I'll be back. Again, I'm not going to show you too much stuff unless, because I really don't think it's important. Honestly, oh, look at this. I found a Mercer sphere just running up the block here. So anyway, I don't think it's that important. You guys have now the object scanner, and you'll be able to search for these things on your own. And so you can just go off in any direction you want and look for your crash sites. Look for, crash sites are going to be out in the open. I can't scan for those just yet, but I can scan for power slugs and Mercer spheres and summer soups. So that is good. Whee! All right, I'll be back. I'll see you in a little while. All right, so I'm over here on the map, and right about here, and there's a purple power slug up there, and this is where these ramps really do come in handy. Make sure you zoop it. There you go. And we could definitely use that purple power slug, so purple, pink, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you keep your materials, so delete everything. There we go. All right, so I'm going to continue on my way. I was going in the other direction. I don't know why I started going back. That is the void. There's a lot of power slugs over here, though. A lot of poison, a lot of cats, which are spiders, because that's the arachnophobia mod. So we do want to use these for our research purposes, but I am in poison right now, so let's try to grab that and get out of here before I die. There we go. Almost dead, not a problem. I'm just gonna go probably east. I think there's mycelia over here, so we're gonna go east, and I'll show you in a minute. Let's map this. Yeah, let's go east here. There should be some mycelia around, I think. If I remember correctly, where there's these purple trees, we should be able to grab some mycelia. Alright, some more of these guys. I don't see any mycelia. But we got this. Oh, we need a hatcher. There we go, we got that now. That's good, we got one of everybody. Let's bauxite over here. Did I pick up that bacon? No, I did not. Alright, let's see where we are on the map. Alright, we can start going like southeast on this because I do want to see what I can find in here. Grabbing all the bacon because obviously I should actually eat a piece of bacon. So let's put that in our hand a second. Get rid of that saw. Let's get our health back because any little drop and we're gonna hurt ourselves. It is so dark. I'm sorry about that. Not much I can do about it. Damn, that guy would not go down. He was a bit annoying, wasn't he? So let's head towards the swamp. The swamp is east. Got more poison over here. This is going to kill us fast. This is the edge here. We could drop, but not without taking a risk. So let's eat something. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Not too bad. All right, so here's where... Oh, well, here's a Mercer Sphere. Again, let's look at the map. I'm over down in here. The swamp is right over here. This stuff right here. This is mycelia. We can now put our chainsaw in our hand and cut some of this. That gave us limestone, mycelia, wood. That is good. Now, because really all we want is the mycelia, you could drop the limestone. You can drop whatever you want. But yeah, right now we just want mycelia. I'm going to head off and look a little bit more for some more crash sites. And then head back, and then we'll set up the sink, we'll set up the store, we'll try to get up that smart plating and get that going. And once we do that, we're going to finish the episode. And then we'll make our plans for next episode. So that's going to be important. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. So for some reason, I realized I never freaking pushed the button for this. I have no idea why. I loaded it and never finished it. It's fine. I went exploring. I kind of died. Yeah, it's fine. I thought I could run through some poison, and really I shouldn't have, and it was fine. But while we are here, let's grab the plates and the screws to make more reinforced plates, which would be a great thing here. We could get that done. What am I doing? Control to move it all. Control. So let's press not that, E, control. There we go. All right, so that's gonna make us some more of that. And yeah, I think we took all the reinforced plates out of here. It's fine. Let's go to our death crate. It'll be fine. I'm trying to slide. I got a new keyboard. I got a new monitor. I'm a little like out of sorts. It's wonderful to have some new things, but it's also very difficult for me sometimes. Why am I crouched? There we go. To get used to things. It takes me a little while to kind of settle in. Particularly, I got a widescreen, a 34-inch widescreen curved monitor. And to be honest with you, it's not very easy to kind of simulate to it. It's very difficult. When you're used to a small, flat monitor, I mean, I had 3 monitors, but I mean, my main monitor was a 24-inch AOC monitor. To go from that in gaming to the 34-inch, I'm having a little trouble. And so I am right now gaming on the 24-inch with OBS open on the 34. Believe it or not. I'm trying to get used to it. I also didn't realize that, like, if I played in 34-14, first off, it's very immersive. It's very immersive. And I get motion sickness from games. So, Satisfactory, as well as Minecraft. And when I was playing on the 34-inch, I really had trouble not getting nauseous. I was getting very motion sickness. So it's something I'm going to have to probably... I mean, I get motion sickness on the 24-inch, if that, you know, says anything. So, yeah, I struggle sometimes. Wow, I almost died there. That is dangerous. But usually once I get back into the game, I'm fine. It just takes me a little bit. But when I went from not playing to playing on the 34, I got very motion sickness, really badly. So I am right now just using my 24. Also recording. I would have to cut the footage down from the 34 widescreen into the 1920 for YouTube. And yeah, it just makes more sense to record it on the 24-inch. So I do enjoy the 34 when I am not recording. For the most part. I'm still getting used to the games. I was playing Harry Potter. I did okay. It wasn't as quick movements, I think. And so that was alright. So I was enjoying the Harry Potter on my own, playing that. Can I reach that? No, I don't think so. It's fine. But yeah, I'm trying to really... And then I got a new keyboard, a little bit smaller for my hands. I have very tiny hands, and my other keyboard, I noticed I struggle to press like 3 and 4 in control, and so I got a much smaller like mechanical keyboard. So yeah, I'm trying to get used to these things. So you'll see me do some wacky stuff like I'll go to press C and I'll move backwards because I hit D or something. It's fine. It's fine. So anyway, I did not find a crash site. I did find one crash site, so that's a lie. But it was in Poison, so I barely got to get anything out of it. I didn't even get to the hard drive. I almost died again. And so I decided that I'm going to skip that and just take what I got and go back to the base and, yeah, go from there. For some reason, I am not there sliding. So now that I gave you a little background about me and my motion sickness, yeah, it's fine. So for some reason, C is not sliding. Okay, slid there. Now it won't slide again. It's fine. Maybe it's a game bug. I don't know. Maybe it's a me bug. Usually I'm able to slide. Now... Crouch, crouch, slide, slide. There we go. Alright, now it's working. I don't know. It was broken for a minute. It's fine. Alright, so let's see. That just came back. Let's see what we got here. Now I'm stuck crouched. I don't know why. There we go. Let's see what we could do here. Technology. So we did get that. We need some fluctuators. We don't have any pipes. That's fine. This we need fluctuators. We can't unlock that until we get pipes, right? We need pipes. Yeah. Caterium. We got pretty far. Power slugs. I did get a pink one. We need modular frames and copper sheets. I'm not making copper sheets. It's fine. We do not need to get any further in the research. It's fine. What we do need to do is we need to build a space elevator. Let's see what parts we need. We need some wire. We need some rods. We need some plates. I am going to throw in here the stuff I don't need. Oh, I think we're going to take this ore out. You know what? Let's not worry about that right now. Let's do the space elevator. Come on. Move your butt there. There we go. Alright, so I think for now we'll just set up this. I am missing more wire. I really don't pay attention to numbers apparently, so it's fine. It is not fine. I'm driving you all nuts. Let's try this again. Alright, we're just gonna put it there. That's fine. Alright, so that gives us the option for the smart plating. Perfect. What we're gonna do here is, let's do this. I'm gonna take this. If I had rotors, it would be great, but I don't. Let's see in the bucket. Yes, we have some rotors. Not wood. I don't know why I put wood in there. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go over to here. Make you. And make you. So that's the reinforced plates. We do have some rotors, obviously. We do have some power. Let's... Apparently I need concrete. Okay. Perfect. This is going to be set to smart plating. There we go. And we can put those rotors in. Sort that out. That's going to make us... We need 2-to-2 ratio, so we're going to need 100 and 100. So, yep, we're going to have to keep making that stuff. In the meantime, let's go in here with our mycelia and research. Okay. Fabric. We need some biomass. Let's see if we still have some in here. If not, we'll make some. Yeah, we should. Let's grab some of that. Alright, mycelia, fabric, and start research. Great. Parachute. We need fabric. Let's make some. It's in here, not in there. I have to make the parachute in there, not the fabric. Here's the fabric. Perfect. That is plenty. Alright. I did not research the parachute yet. There we go. Start. Perfect. Now let's see what we need to make that parachute. We need more fabric. Hopefully we have enough. Probably need more biomass. You know what? We could just make it. It's fine. I got plenty of stuff on me. It's fine. There we go. Go over to here. Make the parachute. Awesome. Now when we go exploring, it's going to be a lot easier. I do want to put this in my hand. Okay. And let's just... we don't want that. Wait. We're going to just put some of this stuff in here for now. Sort. Alright. Next thing, let's throw that grass I got into the biofuel here. Yeah, we're running low on that. But we're pretty full, so we should be good for a little while. Alright, the next thing we want to do is... let me double check everything. What we want to do. We need rotors. Because we need to make more rotors for there. Let's do that. We can make 3. Woohoo! It's screws. That's going to be the holdup. Let's see. Let's take all the rods. Take all the plates. Take all the screws. We're still good in there. Let's throw the rest of those plates in there. Let's come over to here. How are we doing? We got reinforced plates. That should be enough. We got 7 smart plating. Now we can make more rotors. Alright, so now that we made some rotors, we'll stick them in the machine here. And keep that running. We have 9 out of 50, not bad. Now we can go over here too. Let's take a look quick here. We now have the hatcher. Come on, research. Okay, we got the stinger. Research. Great. That we need some more DNA, and then we could do an inflated pocket. That we still need DNA there. Alright, I'm back. My niece made me some chocolate chip cookies, so I'm pretty happy. I wanted to do technology. I want to get these. I need to get pipes, which is annoying because I can't do that just yet, but I know I am kind of speeding through this, but I also want, there's a reason. There is a reason. So I do want to unlock this because we can get summer slooping and duplicating right here, which would be awesome. So I am trying to rush through this, not a lie. But we can't. We do have a parachute now. We are on our way to making that smart plating. I let that run a little bit. We're up to 33. We can submit those and we'll check on our rotors. So let's go ahead and put that in. We need 27 more. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, we're gonna need a few. I don't know why I grabbed a. That's fine. All right, let's see how we are with screws here. All right, we're pretty good. I'm gonna grab those because we got plenty of reinforced plates, I think. So let's go in here. We'll make some more rotors, and I'll eat my cookies while we do that. All right, not too bad. Let's go ahead and throw these in here now. So we got 2. So that would be 35. We need 15 more. All right, so I'm going to let this run. There is not much else we can do right now until we get pipes and fluctuators, and we're going to have to unlock steel, and that's all going to be in tier 3. Right now, we do have, you know, stuff being made. We have stuff that just letting it run is going to help us because I mean, well, I got plenty of rods sitting here. Yep, we're good. All right, I'm going to let this run and let those space elevator part build up. We only need 15, and we'll ship that off, and then we'll talk about the next episode. Actually, while we're waiting, we can actually set up an awesome sink and an awesome shop. We do need some reinforced plates, which I believe we have quite a few. So let's see how that's going. Actually, we could delete that, but just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Yeah, I could take like half of these. Put that back. All right. We don't even need half, but that's beside the point. All right. Awesome shop and awesome sink. Let's turn it around this way. This needs power. Do that. We can actually get rid of this, and this would be fine. We actually need an organization, so you need a storage container for this. And I threw all my rods away. Of course I did. This is how I roll. I throw things back into storage and forget that I actually need it on me. It's fine. All right. So what we are going to do is connect up some storage to this, because this cannot be fed by itself. You have to have storage. If I can line this up somehow, it should be fine. Wow, that's way off, but it's fine. Can't really see on the angles I'm on. So anyway, we are going to put all that Caterium we have in there. The quartz. We can just throw shit that we don't want. I use it as my personal garbage can most of the time. Back in here, we do have some extra stuff. Yeah, more Caterium, quartz. I mean, we got all this stuff sitting on the side. Got a couple of ingots here we can get rid of. Clean out our inventory. Over in here, we could put those spiders and that. Over here, we could throw in that biomass we have. And we are definitely going to have to cut down some trees and collect some more of that stuff. Honestly, it's fine. But let's go ahead and throw this stuff in here too. We can get rid of that and that and that and that. Again, personal garbage, it's fine. But Pressy, you're getting very little stuff for those things. They don't really give you a lot. But again, as a personal garbage can, it works quite well. So that'll build up some tickets, and then we'll be able to shop for things we need. Right now, don't really need much. We're just waiting on the smart plating. And that is how the sink works and the shop works. So pretty neat. I do like it. We're getting some tickets even with just that little crap we got there. All right, let's check on the smart plating. 9. We need 6 more, not too shabby. All right, let's throw it in there. So, you know what? Why waste your time? Why waste my time? Let's talk about next episode. Next episode, we will be opening up tiers 3 and 4. We'll take a look at them once we open them up after the space elevator leaves. Over here, we have a really good start. We have 2 iron nodes, 1 copper node, 1 limestone. We have the 2 SAM over here. We have a quartz over here, Caterium over here. And what was the other thing? Up here, we had bauxite, which we can't use for a while. But that's fine. That gives us a huge start into some of the things we need. I forgot I had a parachute. Yay. So that is going to be huge. In between episodes, I'm going to go hunting. I need to look for more crash sites. I need to do stuff like that. And this could be running in the background, which is great. And that will build us up some parts and stuff we need. And that will be good. When I get back, the next episode, we will kind of transform this. I would like to make at least some platforms and really organize making iron into reinforced plates, modular frames, rotors, plates, rods, screws, whatever we need to get done. I would like to see if we could find another limestone, probably, because we can make a lot more concrete than what we're making. And yeah, we have another iron node we can access here, and we have the quartz here. So yeah, we should be good. There is a Mercer over there. That would definitely take a nice little platform going across there. I don't know if we want to take a chance. We could take a chance, couldn't we? Why not? We don't need to get this on the world grid. All we need to do is that. And then it would help if it was zooping. So I'm just going to build this across and then actually move that. I'm being very safe, honestly. What? It would be better to be safe than sorry. Because I definitely don't want to fall off the edge of the world. That would not be good. The way I'm bouncing around like this, I might just fall off the world here. Alright. Good. Let's get this. And we're going to go down and delete. Whoa, well, that's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to fall anywhere. I scared myself for no reason, honestly. There we go. So we got that Mercer sphere. We do need to go get that other summer sloop, but it's not going to do us any good. Let's go ahead and check on our smart plating. All right, we're ready. Well, with the cookie in my mouth, of course. All right, we're ready. Alrighty. Phase 1 is complete. Whoa. We're standing really close to a wall here. All right. Let's check out our milestones. Oh, so tiers 3 and 4. We did not do jumping pads. Don't worry about that. We can just do that later. Coal power. That is going to be number 1. We want coal power and we want coal production. Those are going to be our 2 main goals in the next episode to keep us sustained. Coal power is going to be important because we're running out of stuff constantly. Basic steel. Another thing, we need pipes. That's going to be awesome. And then we could start looking into logistics 3 and all that stuff. But the first 2 things we're going to do is some basic coal power and some basic steel. Coal power, basic steel. That is going to be the next episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please feel free to give me a like, a subscribe, a comment, a share, do any of those good things. I would be well appreciated. And also, I do have memberships, $2.99 and 99 cents for $2.99. You get a shout out after every video, just like coming up next. Thanks for watching. Bye.